So, Kamen Rider Geats episode 26. This is the episode where Geats finally gets his super form, the Boost Mark II. And I gotta say, it looks pretty freaking cool, and seeing it in action in this episode was really freaking awesome. Now, how he got the power in this episode, that's a mystery within itself, as sort of Ace had this determination to keep going and wanting to protect the people, and you see Ace having that sort of character development in this episode, and it's sprinkled throughout this episode, especially when he talks to Jin in sort of like the area, and Jin's like, oh boy, I'm gonna help you fight too, and Ace says, hey, you're not from here. This is a game to you. To me, this isn't a game. This is reality, and I need to protect this world. So I like how Ace had that motivation as well. But not only that, he also had the determination to confront Buffer and the fake Yamato friend on his own, which Buffer had his own moment in this episode as well, where you sort of see him opening up with Toru, or the Yamato disguised himself as his friend, and you sort of see him reminisce, or it's mostly the Yamato that's reminiscing with him, the sort of bring up those old fun times they had together. But when the Yamato gets bodied by Geats in his brand new boost form, like, Buffer quickly turns his back on him when the dude's like begging for help, and Buffer says, hey, my best friend died ages ago. You're not him, and I can accept that. And that's what he says as he walks away. So Buffer was just using the dude to sort of beat Ace in the episode. But this episode also did conclude the festival two-parter, where they had to protect the citizens from the festival and make sure they have it. Not only that, the little kid that Ace befriended in this episode had a moment where he confronted the demons and he got his wish, and his mother was sick, which was something last week I didn't really bring up because I was like, oh yeah, that's a plot point that make you feel bad for the kid. And then he got a happy ending in the end, and everyone's cheering. Even John, the security guard, was there in this episode, which was kind of nice. It was just John hanging out. But how Ace got the power up in this episode. So it seems like it's a gift from the goddess of creation, but when it happens, you see 4 different sort of gifts being released in the sort of moment, and even like the frickin' Time Fire's surprised, like going, what the heck is going on? And the producer's like, oh no, this can't be good. And then at the end, you sort of see 4 people get their wish granted in the episode. But then there's a moment with that wish, and I want to bring up the episode again so I get it right. I might have weird subs translating it, but it's quite the interesting wish that you read in the episode. So the producer looking at all these different wishes, because 4 of them were granted at the same time, and when Ace got his power up, you saw these 4 wishes coming out of the sky, or these 4 little beams of light coming out of the sky, and at the end of the episode, he's looking at all these different wishes, and they're all sort of with the name Ace. You see Ace Garfield, Yaku Isu, which is another word for Ace, and Ace Lee. And what that wish is at the end of the episode, and my translation might be a little wonky, so I don't know if all of these wishes are the same or they're just written differently. I believe they are, because they look like they've got the same text in the episode. It says, a reincarnation of mine will steal his resolve to protect the world someday. Grant him the power to realize it. So, this is interesting. It means that Ace has had all these different reincarnations, and they all came true at the same time, which is crazy to think about it. And it kind of hypes up Ace near the end of the episode, the producer knowing that Ace is some weird threat to be reckoned with and he must be stopped. So once again, Ace might be in danger by the producers, or they know that something's up with Ace. And seeing how the goddess granted him that power, I feel like the people who are speculating that the goddess of desire or creation, whatever they call her, might be Ace's mother, or something like that. But it's crazy that all these different reincarnations of Ace somehow were able to get their wish granted at the same time, or their wish was to sort of, when Ace had that moment, he would get that power up. So I'm wondering if that will get explained later down the line throughout the show. But what are my overall thoughts on the Boost Mark II form? I think it looks pretty cool design-wise. I wasn't the biggest fan of it and the buckle when the AI up-res scans came out, because they sort of tried creating their own thing with the AI to sort of put it in that high-def quality, but now seeing it, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I will say the buckle does look like a bottle opener, with that hole in it, but I do like how when he turns the accelerator, it sort of opens up all the different tails, and seeing Ace sort of get this orange crimson form, it does remind me of a Ninetales, or like Kurama from Naruto having this like orange fox. And I get the feeling when Ace gets his like, not like he's got his super form right now, when he gets his ultimate form, his final form near the end of the show, like around like the late 30s and like 40s or whenever he gets it, I get the feeling when he gets that form, he's probably going to have something to do with Ninetales, because when he sort of forms that coat that he has with the form, you can sort of see these tails forming with it, which is something we've kind of seen with Ace when he gets his forms as Geats using their different forms, and you kind of see like a tail before with it, like when he uses the Fever slot, I think it was, or one of them like that, the scarf turned into like a tail, and you kind of see that here with the coat here. So I'm wondering if his like final form is going to be more fox-like. I'm wondering if he's going to get like a berserker form, or this is the berserker form, since we're in the late 20s when it comes to like Geats. But it's interesting when he does speak, he sort of talked in third person for that one scene, and he also had this weird echo effect with the voice. So I wonder what's up with that. I guess that's to make him look cool or sound cool, but I'm wondering if there's something more going on with that. But either way, the two-parter festival arc is over, and next week is a brand new story arc, and it's going to be Sengoku based, so that should be interesting to see, because they have talked about in the show saying that they've watched sort of battles during the Sengoku era, so we'll see what's up with that. But anyway, guys, Kamen Rider Geats episode 26, I thought it was okay, I enjoyed it, and I'm curious to see where the show is going to go next. But with that said, tell me what you guys thought of the episode in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Coming up next on the channel is my King Oja episode 2 review, so stay tuned for that. So with that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, bye.